You are watching Limited Resources Draft Series on MTGO Academy featuring Marshall Sutcliffe.
Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources, and we're firing up a little cube draft here. As you can see, I'm back on the beta client. There's been some big adjustments and improvements that they've made to the stability and the speed and performance of it, and I'm giving it another shot. Well, we'll see how it does. I'm not glued to it, but we'll see. This pack is pretty nice. Primeval Titan, love that guy. There's also a few other kind of marginal cards. I really like a Johnny Vengeance, but not in the normal deck that it goes in. And then, of course, Goblin Guide is just very good. I'm going to take Primetime, though. I think Primeval Titan's quite good and also just very powerful. Consecrated Sphinx seems like the pick to me. I like blue-green quite a bit, and I think Sphinx is probably the most powerful card here. I mean, Phyrexian Arena is pretty decent. More red cards, but boring. I'll draft the red deck one of these days on here. It's fine. I mean, it does exactly what you'd think it would do. Not much here, really. An Augur of Bolas. Yeah, there's just really not much here. Coral Helm Commander and Call of the Herd are both pretty underwhelming. I could take an Augur of Bolas, but it's also kind of underwhelming, to be honest. Best card in the pack? Probably Shrine of Burning Rage, I guess. So why don't we take that, and we'll dip over here. If things don't pan out for a deck that I'd like to play, I'll play the red deck. I mean, I have no problem playing it. But it looks like we've got some better stuff this time. There's a Forbid, which is I think what I'm going to take here. I like Doomblade. I like Electrolyze a lot. But I think that Forbid's the pick here. Just, I mean, mainly because it's blue and I like blue, and also because we have Consecrated Sphinx. And if you get Consecrated Sphinx and Forbid going in the late game, it's I mean, I'd call it a soft lock. Like, it's obviously not a, you know, it's something that people can work through, but like, it's pretty tough. I mean, they got to resolve two important spells. I'm windmilling Thragtusk here. Master of Waves is a card I haven't played with yet in the cube. It's new to the cube, and it might be really good, but I know Thragtusk is really good, and so I'm going to take it. Troll Ascetic, Old Man of the Sea, or we can dip over into another color and go for Prophetic Bolt or Pernicious Deed here. These are all fine options, I think. I'm just going to take Old Man here, though. It looks like we're going to have a pretty good lock on the later part of the game, and I think that means that I can take the more controlling card here. A little bit slower. Not necessarily a main deck card either. Usually, you know, often makes the cut, but isn't for sure. All right, what do we have? Well, not a whole lot. I think I'm just going to take this Hallowed Fountain here. Lands start to become a lot better in a deck like this. What we really want are ramp cards, but there aren't any here. So yeah, I'll just take the Hallowed Fountain. Same thing here. So which one do I want? Probably Sunken Ruins. It's just more flexible. So we've got a reasonable top end already with Tusk and then the 2 6-drops here. We don't have much else really going on yet. Still don't really know where the deck's going. Oh, that's a nice pickup. I'll take a Shardless Agent. If we're going to be in these colors, I think this thing's going to be just fine, although right now it doesn't, it can't actually hit anything. I'd also take an Antuco Vigilante, no problem. All right, the Goblin Guy came back, so that's kind of good news. It means we probably aren't going to face the mono red deck. If somebody did pick up those signals, then and moves in on it, they're going to have a really sweet deck. We hedged a little bit in that direction, but not enough to really change much here. All right, Magic Online has crashed. All right, and we're back, and I'm going to go ahead and call that strike one here. All right, so the Electrolyze is here. There's also a Dryad Sophisticate, but I'm just going to take the Electrolyze. And the Nature's Claim for the board here. Nicodle probably not going to get played. Yeah, that was kind of the issue that led me to not playing on the beta anymore. Before was just that it would crash. Like, it was too unstable. I could never get through a draft. And, you know, the client itself was okay once I was in the game, and it was relatively stable. Not going to say I was in love with it, but I certainly didn't hate it. And I think that it definitely has a lot more potential than the V3 client, even though I'm just really used to that client at this point, so it's tough to push myself away. But we'll see. All right, lots of good options here. The only one I really want, well, actually, there's a couple I really want. And they're right here, Mirror Battlesphere and Grim Monolith, but we just don't have any mana ramp at all right now. We've got some pretty beefy stuff, so I'm going to take the Monolith here. Other cards, though, Mirror Battlesphere is second for me, and then either of these two I would totally run, especially the Rampant Growth. Vengevine doesn't excite me too much. Huntmaster is pretty good if we end up splashing red. We're really well set up to splash black or white, not red currently, but who knows. And then Brooding Sauron is like, not really worried about that. In fact, it'll probably work against us. But I'll take a Grim Monolith all day here. Yeah, speaking of work against us, here is a Control Magic. This pack's actually fairly stacked up for us. There's Flooded Strand, Detention Sphere, which we could play, Cryptic, Control Magic, and Awakening Zone. I love all of those cards. But I think that Control Magic's probably just the most powerful. Cryptic's up there as well, but it's a lot harder to cast. And Control Magic's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. All right, some good stuff here too. More splashable or, you know, different directions to go with Stomping Ground. But I'm going to take Sakashima's Student. I think the card's just sick. I really do. I think it's just a great card. And we'll probably get back one of these two. And I'll take either of those. I'd run Serendib Ifrit. I'd run Green Sun Zenith. Definitely Stomping Ground. Probably not Tooth. Revoker, maybe even Geist if we go that direction. So there's a lot of good options here. We were pretty likely to get something sweet back from that pack. All right, more choices, more choices. Legacy's Allure or a Master of the Wild Hunt. I'm just going to go for the Master here. I like Legacy's Allure a lot, but I think Master of the Wild Hunt is one of those rare 4-drops that you play and it just sort of takes over the game. Like they have to do something, and if they don't, they just lose to that one card and you can just sit there doing nothing the rest of the game. I'm going to take Venser here just because it's one of my favorite cards in the cube. I like Essence Scatter. Tinker's, you know, usually one of the more powerful ones, but we passed that Monolith or the Mirror Battlesphere, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to take Venser. Ooh, tough choices here. Breeding Pool, Pentad Prism, Acidic Slime, Eternal, and there's even a Rude Awakening, heck, even a Bad River, but really for me it's between Acidic Slime and Eternal Witness. I'm gonna take the Slime. I really like Eternal Witness. I could certainly see an argument for taking it. Looking at our pack though, like we don't have too much stuff that's going to go to the yard yet, just Forbid that we know we're going to play, and Acidic Slime just always has a good target in the cube. It's clockwork. Heartbeat's not a card I'm a huge fan of. Neither is Moment's Peace. I'm going to take Domri Raid here, actually. We might just be splashing the red here. We have an easy splash for it, so. Trinket Mage, do you find anything for us? No, nothing right now. Cunning Spark Mage, though, is pretty sweet, as is Fire Spout. I think I'm actually going to take Fire Spout. If we turn 3 Fire Spout and then start dropping this stuff, we're going to win the game, and I want to have some way to interact with the aggressive deck, so I'll probably not main deck it, but there it is. All right, well, we didn't get either of those cards back that I was looking at. We can play a Spell Pierce or one of these. I could just cut the Brooding Sauron. Each end step, each player gains, because the problem is we can't really play it because we've got Control Magic. We don't really want it played against us, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, if I thought Vengevine would make the deck, I would just take it over it. I could also just take Spell Pierce here. Yeah, I'll just take Spell Pierce. I like that card. All right, Detention Sphere came back. Don't know if we're going to play it, but we'll take it. And unfortunately, the best one that we have here is a Serendib Ifrit, which we'll take, but not very excitedly. So we still don't know if we're going to be red or maybe splashing white here. Maybe not splashing at all. I mean, we probably will, though. Yeah, this is leaning us a little more towards red. I'm going to take it over the oracle there. This does too, but not that strongly. I actually don't like playing these very much, so I probably won't run it. And Curse Catcher, probably not for this deck. All right, so our early curve is a big concern here. I like the way things curve out after that, but we need ramp stuff. We need elves. We need mana artifacts. We need that kind of stuff. I'm really happy we picked up the Grim Monolith, because you can go turn 2 Monolith, and then turn 3 you can play one of your 6 drops. And if it's like Primeval Titan, you just get your mana all caught up almost immediately. But we need more. We need more ramp. All right, Garrick kind of counts as ramp. Mana War, my favorite creature ever. Maze of Ith is definitely a card we'd like to have in this deck with the Primeval Titan, and then Vendilion Click's on my top 5 favorite creatures ever. There's also a Gaia's Cradle here that we could start to look at some point, though. With 10 creatures total in the deck right now, it's probably not exactly maximized. I like Garrick, I like Vendilion Click, I like Mana War, and I like Maze of Ith. Mana War I think we can get on the wheel, so we're not going to take it here. So it's Click, Maze of Ith, or Garrick. None of these really fill the roles that we want right now. But I think I'm going to take Vendilion Click here. Mainly just because it's the cheapest option. Alright, well, we didn't pick up cheap mana ramp, but we picked up one of the best mana rampers, which is Coalition Relic. I love Opposition as well, and with Master of the Wild Hunt, it can do some crazy stuff. But I just want Relic here. We need it. We just need these type of cards to power out our later game threats. I'm just going to take a Force Spike here. Yeah, I think I like Force Spike the best out of these options. Also, the Temple Garden would be nice so we could have Detention Sphere mana, but we need cheap stuff. We need to do something. I mean, I'd take Path to Exile, but I'm just not 100% sure that we're going to be in white yet. So I'll take the blue Path to Exile. All right, Harmonize, Mountain Valley. Show and Tell is interesting, though. We're still not really built for it. What does this do again? Yeah, that does exactly what we want. I'm going to take Wall of Roots. I'd also play Raging Ravine or Mountain Valley, but we just need cheap. I mean, ramping 2-drop is exactly what I want, and that's what it does, so that's what I'm taking. None of these options seem very great to me. Wickerbow Elder's fine. Viper's fine. Steam Augury's just okay. Heck, I mean, we probably just want this Lightning Bolt. If red is going to be our other color, I guess we just want bolts. Alright, some nice options here. I like Lenolender Archmage a lot. I like it better than Blastoderm and better than Dungeon Guy, so I'm going to take it. I think 13 creatures is enough to run Domri Raid with. Okay, Ancestral Vision or a Hinterland Harbor. I'll take a Vision, actually. We still need early stuff to do, and Ancestral Vision, I mean, we don't really have great card draw, do we? We have Consecrated Sphinx. That's it. So yeah, I'm really happy we picked that up. And we have a few other ways to generate card advantage, but not a ton. What does Hinder do? It's a counter. Spells counters to put the card on the top or bottom. Yeah, it seems fine. I think I'm just going to take Spreading Seas here, though. Again, I just need early stuff to do. I just don't have anything to do early. Alright, nothing here for us. I'll just slam Big Nicol Bolas. I mean, I don't think we're going to run a Rift Bolt, but we could. All right, Dismiss or Jushi, even Life from the Loam's possible, or even Factory. I don't think we want to run Factory just because our mana is a little rough. Probably just Dismissing here. I mean, Jushi can be card draw. Yeah, I guess I'll take card draw. All right, we got Raging Ravine back. That's nice. Sure, I don't think we're going to run it, though. I don't really feel like splashing for Steam Augury. Okay. So this thing seems pretty decent, actually. We just clipped enough of the stuff that we needed to clip to make this into a real deck. Wouldn't call this the most powerful deck I've ever built in Cube, but it's not bad. Okay, so these go here. We need to cut 3 things here. I'm going to cut Spell Pierce. What is Shardless Agent hint? Grim Monolith, Roots, Spreading Seas, Juicy, Fathom Seer. Force Spike is awkward, Ancestral is awesome, and Bolt's usually fine. So actually just very much pulling its weight here. I'm probably going to cut Serendibifreet. And one other thing. I like all these. Yeah, I definitely like all of those. I mean, Spreading Seas is pretty weak, but I just want to have something to do with my mana early. I guess I'll cut Fathom Seer. It's draw 2. Yeah, it's not exactly a blowout anyway. Okay, that seems good. Let's get this, and this in there. Didn't end up needing these ones. Kind of a lame Primeval Titan, not exactly getting the world for us, but not the worst either. This gives us three forms of red. That seems fine. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green sources and 9 blue sources. Our blue is quite mana intensive up here, so that's probably correct. Also, we want early blue for Vision and Force Spike. So, all right, we'll submit this deck and see what it can do.